All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakadash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who we learned this truth from, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Came across this epistle the elder Manatazatba had did, and I didn't even finish it. I didn't make it past the first couple words that this guy said. I already knew what he was heading with it. So the spirit was on me to go ahead and speak about this epistle. So I'm gonna let him say whatever he has to say, and then I'm gonna bring out some precepts.
For the Hebrew Israelite, please stitch this with their response. In Psalms 22, it says in verse 27, all the ends of the world shall remember and turn to the Lord Jehovah, and all the families of all of the nations shall worship before you. So how can you say, when you read that verse, how can you possibly say that only African Americans?
Here we go. So I haven't. I'll probably finish watching what the brother has said on him, but I gotta get in here, man. We just gonna, I guess, double, triple, quadruple team on this guy, man. But what's really going on is everybody's getting scared, and they don't like the fact that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah is only going to save a remnant of his nation. Okay, this isn't about being so-called black. It's not about being African American. Who the hell's claiming that? We're claiming our heritage, our nationality. All right, our DNA is that of the Hebrew Israelites. All right, going back to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Noah, all of them, same DNA. What's going on with not just the so-called white people? Well, you can tell that they're jealous and they're scared, man. They see that their kingdom is declining and they want to try to insert themselves in our promise. Not going to work. It's not on my spirit to sit here today and teach this about salvation is only for the Israelites. I'm going to blatantly tell you that it's only for a remnant of the nation of Israel, okay? They're so-called white people that look like white people, okay, that are actually Hebrew Israelites. We've taught this time and time again. I have to utilize my wisdom. We have to. So, becoming a wiser man, we're able to look at the things that we're teaching through their lenses, through their eyes. And to be completely freaking honest, I get it 100%. I understand it. They're not strong enough, all right, to deal with the harshness of the scriptures. The fact that the Lord that y'all the fact that the Lord that y'all think y'all believe in is like that, like how we're saying he is. He ain't all love. He's finna get ready to bring the great tribulation and a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, we're prophesying these things, but because we have inherited these lies, man, for quite some time, we got decade going back to the so-called white people too, man, inheriting these lies, thinking that they know Yahweh Hashem Shai. Therefore, you find yourself at the end of the world, the end of this era, this age, this kingdom, and you cannot let go of those lies. Two of the biggest, stumbling blocks to these people is the whole fact that salvation is only of other Jews, and that whole word prophetess for the ladies. If those, that's all it took for these people to they take about 1 to 5 verses, and it's always the same couple 5 verses. They never deal with anything else other than these couple of 5 verses. No Greek nor Jew. All right, the thing he bringing out now, the whole prophetess thing, and they have made a whole doctrine trying to include themselves in our promise, and that go for the Israelites of our nation that ain't serving Yahweh Hashem Al Shah. They want to remain in Christianity and such. They're coming in that same spirit of making up their own damn doctrine. It's okay. It's understandable. If you look at it through the eyes, through their eyes, you see why. You got decades and decades and decades and decades of people telling you how God in Jebus is. So in this last season, all right, you hear the truth and you can't get with it. What can we do? You know, what can we do but continue to teach the truth? And it's getting very, very old. It's very corny at this point, man. You guys sound desperate as hell, man. What you need to do, all right, instead of trying to change the words of Yahweh Shema Shah, if you feel like you not an Israelite, well, you need to bow down to the game. I ain't saying bow down to us, but call upon Yahweh Shema Shah. Ask the Lord to have mercy upon you. Guess what, my guy? I'm talking about that white dude, so-called, look like for face value. If you had the spirit of fear of the Lord, you would be praying to him for all this type of revelation. What is your name? Is salvation only of the Jews? Have any one of you clowns, all right, mocking and scoffing and trying to change the doctrine, have you ever done that? And the names that we're saying, notice how he said Jehovah. Why didn't you say God? Why didn't you say God? Where'd you get that name Jehovah from? And then we already talked about this letter J. Was it? I got it in my little book. What year did that come on the scene? 1524. All right. Where'd you get that from, man? I thought his name was God. So at least when you're reading it, it's at least Jehovah. But we with the truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we know his name to be Yahweh. And his only begotten son named Yahweh Shai. I don't have time for this crap, man. These dudes are corny. But I got a couple precepts, and that's just gonna be it, man. That's just my observation of what was going on. I didn't even have to let him finish talking, man. I already knew where he was going with it. He's trying to include himself in the promise. And dude, I get it. If I was you, I would want to be saved too. I would want to take part in this kingdom too. We get it. But what we're saying is you're going to end up getting effed up like that trying to change this doctrine and teach so. All right. You better take heed to what the Israelites saying and just say, man, you know what? I'm sorry. That'll go better for you. Do you not, like, we're saying you going into, the Lord is saying you're going into captivity for 1,000 years in his kingdom. Dude, there's levels to captivity. We lived it. Have you ever heard of a house nigga and a field nigga? All right, it's gonna be levels to the captivity. Them elite banking family, they gonna have it the worst. For you Edomites that dealt, because the Lord will put the spirit on some of our enemies to deal decently with us, man. I found favor. Some of these, and I ain't talking about these white women trying to go after Jake on some sexual stuff. That's a hard. I'm gonna do another video about that. Cause they really full of it. They really just leaving Esau, Edom, jumping ship, and that ain't cool, man. Them white girls, they full of it, bro. But man, let me bring these precepts. Romans 3:3, man. 4. What is some did not believe? So what if these people don't believe that salvation is only of the Hebrew Israelites and it's only a small remnant? In the fact that we're saying so-called, that's another stumbling block. The whole so-called. We're saying so-called for a reason, because we're not that. That's a byword that our enemies gave us. So-called black, all right. So-called Native American, all right. So-called Mexicans, etc. These are the places that we were predominantly sent to when we got scattered. We're all over the earth. The bulk, if you will, the huge concentration of the Israelites are in these places in which that 12 tribes chart describes. It's a stumbling block. They don't like it. They don't see themselves included. We're telling you who you are, buddy, and what your faith is. Check out the whole book of Obadiah, what the Lord said about himself creating the wicked for himself. Those are things that's going to be skipped over, because if you start to go precept upon precept and not just 5, see, we don't just bring out 5 fucking precepts, man. We deal with the entirety of it, man. We're teaching all type of things. These scoffers are just settled on 2 things. What about all the bad stuff? What about World War III? Isn't that in the Bible? Matthew 24, that's the New Testament, right? The Lord said all these things. Okay, that's one issue who salvation is for. But what about prophecy? It's a whole bunch of bad stuff. Why don't y'all ever teach that? Oh, because it will make us seem like we have that more sure word of prophecy, wouldn't it? Therefore, you remain in that spirit of a scoffer and a mocker and a pretender. And who respects a pretender will have much more respect for you if you say, what, you know what, these got to be the Lord's people. They got to have their heritage taken from them. They have been oppressed, and just call upon the Lord, man. You heard the name. Won't you give it a shot? Because you can't do it. You're not allowed to, because he's not your God. You're never going to give him his reverence until and that's also going into what you think you know, man. Yeah, every knee and every eye gonna see and every knee gonna bow and confess that Malak Yahushua is in fact king. Yeah, that's gonna happen for sure. It doesn't mean that you're gonna take part of our promise. All right, and our salvation and our peace and our rest. No, you're gonna say those words. Absolutely, you're gonna confess Yahweh. You ain't gonna be no Jehovah in that day. It's gonna be Yahweh, Yahweh Shah. You'll be confessing that that Malak is king, man. Well, Romans 3:3, for what if some do not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of power Yahweh Shema Shah without effect? Absolutely not. Yahweh Shema Shah forbid. Yea, let Yahweh Shema Shah be true, but every man a liar. The Lord is not a man like us that he should lie. He has no reason. What he said, we just the messengers, man. As it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy sayings. And we're getting ready to see that justification. Once they come with the persecution, the Lord lift up that standard. Hey, it's on and popping for all eternity, where you will know who the prophets were. You will know who the Lord's chosen was, man. Okay, so we're going to be justified pretty soon, and might is overcome without art judged. It's going into that persecution, man. So we keep our faith, our integrity, our obedience, our fear towards Yahweh, Bahashim Awashah. Then those things will be added unto us. Everlasting justification. We'll be able to walk around, fly around, if you can receive it with the right to. Not what's happening now on the earth, where you see Eve got nothing but fake shit on, head to toe, puffed up, prideful. Lord say pride goeth before destruction, man. Hey, everybody's scrambling right now. It's only going to get worse. The Lord taught us wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. These confusing times, man. Everybody's confused except the Lord's hopeful elect. This is Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, that salvation, that stunting city, all right, that money, all right, that fineness, all right, that ability to put that shit on. All this is what Israel wants, man. And ultimately, we're gonna take the wisdom. It's Yahweh Shema Shah's mercy, all right. But the election have attained it. This wisdom, not your understanding, which is going to lead to what I just mentioned. Being fine, all right, every day, never having to worry about losing your fineness via old age or something happening to you, man. All right, and who knows what type of teeth we're gonna have? What is this stuff made out of? Ivory? Hey, the Lord might damn well put like jewels in our mouth, like, and it just be like that with them new bodies. Hey, I don't have a problem with it. I think it. Shit, that's just part of who we are, man. If the Lord say, hey, man, they gonna have diamonds as teeth, not in our teeth, as teeth, and then that's what it is, man. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, man. But hey, this is we finna jake this thing out, man. And this ain't for you, man. You don't have the salt, right? You don't have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. First and foremost, Esau, you don't have the fear of the Lord upon you. You trying to tell the Lord what to do. If you really care and reverence the Lord, you wouldn't try to change his word, dog. Like I said, if you really was about this, you would be able to pray for revelation of these things, man. But you don't. All you do is go by your carnal emotions and get online and make these videos trying to make it seem like we're bugged out, like y'all done cornered us or something. Romans 11:7. Yeah, and the rest were blinded. So yeah, you're blinded, Esau, Edom, to the fact that this is for so-called black and brown people, and it ain't about color. We done said that, but again, predominantly, yeah, we got that color on us. Everybody don't have that color, that black and brown, man. Confusing the face, speckled birds. We talk about this. That's you guys that are seen to be stuck on the race thing because you're obsessed with us. No way that these people are what the hell did you think all this oppression was about? What did you think us being talked shit about, but somehow, some way still leading the front line and everything that y'all enjoy in Babylon the Great? Football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever. Rapping. I always say, what happened to rock and roll music? I finally saw a video, but it was like some underground stuff. They was having a kid. Where's the big rock and roll bands and concerts and it being in the Hollywood movies? Why is all the freaking Hollywood movies? I'm really sick of it. We need to balance. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we need balance. It's too much, and it's too much debauchery type of music, man. We need Esau Eden to come back in with that good punk rock, man. Where you at? Oh, you're compromised. Oh, the young folks of your nation have no connection to that racism shit that y'all trying to project upon them. All they have done is seen so-called black people, this new generation that's in high school now, and everybody under them. Even you can probably go college age students. All they know and all they have seen is black people going crazy. And I ain't talking about it in a bad way. Yeah, bad way too. But I mean, you know, as far as best, you know, folly goes, they seen our women. Now they want big butts. It was taboo here. You understand me? I know it was taboo. I used to watch Brady Bunch, all that shit. You know what I mean? All the old school shows and stuff like that. It was always jokes about my butt too big. My butt too big. Is my butt getting too big? Now look at what's going on. Sir Mix-a-Lot came on the scene, putting it on there. Still wasn't going for it. Was you white people? I don't want a big butt. Hey, through the process of time, now all y'all want to be thick, have full, thick lips too, like the black woman. And y'all are both just feeding off of each other. The black girls want to be the white girls want to be the black girl. What can we do but get the hell up out the way and let y'all destroy each other? I ain't even studying that shit. Let's go to the book of John 4:22. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship. Yahweh Shema Shai, the spirit of truth, the spirit of fear towards the Lord. That's what we worship, man. We don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all are making up stuff, winging it as usual. For salvation is of the Jews, stumbling block, man. And again, I'm telling y'all through this spirit, they're never going to get it until they see the Lord, man. They're never going to come up out of it. So it's really pointless to try to debate. We're not in that debating season, but we will, however, defend the gospel the way that the Lord wants us to do it. Once again, if you look at it through their lens, how could they see it if the Lord, matter of fact, let me bring out my last precept. It was set up perfectly. Proverbs 30, how could they see it, man? Who hath ascended up into heaven or descended? Yahushua. Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Yahushua. Who hath bound the waters in his garment? Yahushua. Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? I just said it. If you can receive it, Yahushua. And what is his son's name? That's Yahweh, the Father, Yahushua, the Son. All right, so again, what is his name? All right, who's the power that did all these things, man? And what is his son's name? If thou can tell Esau, Edom, we know who we worship. We know what we worship. Power. We worship the power of the Lord, and we have fear because of that power. He can do anything. We understand that. Explain to me, break down the word Jehovah, and we'll break down the word Yahweh for you. You know, all our names have meanings. What you got going on, man? Are you jealous? You can tell, like, yeah, they're jealous, but they really scared because we have a more sure word of prophecy. They're getting scared because prophecy is coming to pass, and they're scrambling, trying to include themselves in our salvation. I gave you advice. You can't change the words of the Lord. What do he say? In one jot, then you're gonna be blotted out, man. And you ain't even a part of this thing to even get blotted out. You're a part of another nation. If you are a Edomite, you could be an Israelite, my guy. All right, that's what we're trying to tell you, white people, so-called. You guys could be Israelites if you was to come in the spirit of not scoffing and mocking, which probably means you're not an Israelite. If you hate what we're saying, dude, this is the hard. Y'all want all this, man. They want all this stuff to have happened to us and no payback. Let me tell you something. Can we be honest? Before we knew that there was payback, we didn't give a damn about payback for real in relation to going to heaven. How they taught us, oh, everybody can go, just be saved. It was cool for us to think that we were the Gentiles. We didn't have a problem with the Lord's chosen people being the small hats like we thought. We were just doing the Gentile thing. Oh, we'll just go to church on Sunday and this is sufficient for us. But once the truth came out, now y'all are bucking up against it. It was all fine and dandy when they was claiming it. But now that we're claiming it in the spirit of truth and bringing up all type of evidence, both biblically as well as historically, and they're both lining up. All right, so who cares, man? We definitely not in a debating spirit, but we will defend the gospel. I don't know Esau, Edom, man, you're going into captivity, man. Salvation is only for the nation of Israel. So with that, I just straight to the point. Shalom.